But with regard to what happens with raza in different people, in different places, I was in Vietnam. I was an M60 machine gunner in Vietnam. And after we arrived in Cam Ranh Bay, we were sent to a place called Long Binh. And they had a big prison there in Long Binh. And we were attached to MPs. We were attached to an MP battalion. We were they called us a bastard company because we weren't attached to everybody. They just moved us wherever they wanted, and they used us as replacements. And so we were attached to the MP battalion that was guarding this prison in Long Binh, Vietnam. And on the one Saturday when we were all in, we took turns, and this Saturday we were all in. Getting drunk was a regular occurrence in Vietnam. The beer was really, really cheap. And this prison had a riot. But we already, the people in my company, in the infantry company that I was in, there's about 11 people, if I remember correctly, in a platoon. And the lieutenant and maybe the sergeants are white, and everybody else is raza. And everybody else is raza from South Texas for some reason. We used to get drunk on Conjunto Bernal music. But what I want to tell you about is that during this riot, and this is significant, I'm reminded of it because of what the show here, the movie. They had this riot, and so they're calling everybody, and so we're in the bar getting drunk. Hey, there's a riot. We're coming over. And as they're bringing us back, they're giving us weapons and saying, go out there. But before that, we are like in our compound, 42nd Infantry compound, which is the prison. The prison is right here. There's a street between this and our compound. Our compound is here. And so they're riding over there, this long line of MPs, and then the MPs are the military police. So they come in with their weapons, and they come in and with their weapons pointed towards the stockade where the people are. We heard some of the people inside, los prisioneros, and most of them era raza también. Hey, and they yell at us. And hey, we'd yell back. Somebody threw a rock, and then most of us started throwing rocks at the MPs. We were throwing rocks at the MPs because we were in sympathy with the people inside the prison. The strangest thing happened. The police, the military police, eventually got another company of MPs, and they came marching, ta, 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 ta. And this time they pointed the weapons at us. We were in that 42nd Infantry Company, and they never called us, and they never did anything. They never did anything about it. There was some assertions that they were looking for to find out who started it and what, but nothing ever happened because things were different in Vietnam. Things are different over there when you've got all those weapons. And everybody depends on those weapons, including the higher ups and so on and so on. And there were several things that happened that way. And I say this because there's a lot of things happening. Young people. I've heard the reports that say about how young people are interested in nothing but making money anymore. Well, I agree with Milo when he says that things are changing. Because it's too blatant a contradiction to have Indians without rights. Indians don't have constitutional rights. That's how come we still have the Lakota, Pine Ridge, Rosebud reservations, the Diné, the Navajo reservations. Hey, those people come and ask us, can we protect the medicine by buying land over here? They don't even own the land that they are on. And they don't understand that. And the reason they don't understand that is because of this confusion about, you know, what's your status? Who are you? It makes a difference. And that's the reason why, you know, I finally understood, you know, what all I have to do is tell that federal judge, you know what, you don't have jurisdiction over me. I came here and I filed this lawsuit because I wanted you to admit that you don't have jurisdiction over me. That's where we're at. We haven't gone. He keeps threatening me. Oh, by the way, this is Orlando Garcia. He keeps threatening me with, and he does it primarily through the magistrate, John Permomu. But they keep saying, you keep saying we don't have jurisdiction over you and we're going to sanction you. There was a time when I couldn't get close to saying what I say now. And that's the reason, that's what Milo's talking about when he talks about, you know, we're improving. It all has to do with understanding, has to do with knowing what's going on. You all know. You can get more enthused, you can get more information, you can read that case, and you can go to law school, you can do a whole bunch of things. But you know, understand that that's where it's from. That's where it's at right now. Identity. Who are you? And does it make a difference? Well, it depends on whether you want to assert it and you have some sincerity behind it. I mean, you mean it. Antonio, maybe should I ask for questions or should I? Let's do it that way. See how this goes. Is there any questions? Go ahead.
The reason, I mean, you just say like that young people are so into making money and going that route about living. It's true because since I was born in 1985. Since now, it really matters. Like your status is what you have. What kind of job you have.
It always has.
It always has, and it always will until we do something about it, like you're saying.
And then let me. I'm sorry. Let me change that. Maybe I'm looking at some of the danzantes, man. I really appreciate that discipline. I wish I had been born into it. I wish I had grown up in it because it's beautiful. Pero what happened to me was something else, and so it's something that the danzantes need to keep in mind because I'm trying to be careful because it's very easy to offend, and I have no intentions of it. But spirituality, is beautiful and it's critical. I sort of came into my own as an activist at the same time with other people of my age that started becoming activists. And they went the spiritual route. And they now conduct meetings and know a lot of beautiful things. I don't. But they don't understand the legal stuff. And part of the problem with the United States is that before we used to divorce history from the law. You can't. That's how come we have so many messed up professors. Because they try to teach us what happened just from the standpoint of history. You have to understand the law. You have to understand why the Supreme Court is making the common law development means that they're making, like right there in 1823, where they say, hey, the Indians don't have any rights. Essentially, that's what they say. The historians go on, but we've got we've got this, and you Indians are, you know, we did this, and we gave you this. Como decían, nos dan a tole con el dedo. It's a fraud.